There's a psychological trigger buried deep in every human mind. A force so powerful that it makes someone think about you long after you've left the room. And no, it's not about texting her constantly or trying to impress her with grand gestures. It's about presence in absence, a Stoic's approach to making a lasting impact. When you master this, she won't just think about you. She'll feel your presence, even when you're miles away. Imagine this. She's going about her day, distracted by work, scrolling through her phone, laughing with friends. But then, out of nowhere, a thought of you slips into her mind, and she can't shake it off. It lingers. She wonders what you're doing, who you're with, why you haven't texted her yet. That's not an accident. That's not luck. That's the power of an unforgettable presence. Welcome to Stoic Spirit, the channel where we break down the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and apply it to modern relationships, mindset, and personal growth. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're here to build men who don't chase, men who naturally command respect, attraction, and success in every area of life. In this video, I'll break down exactly how to make her think about you without chasing, without playing games, and without changing who you are. No tricks, no gimmicks, just pure, undeniable power that makes you unforgettable. Let's get into it. Number 1. Be the man who can't be replaced. Here's the truth. People remember what they can't replace. If you're just like every other guy she's met, constantly available, always seeking validation, bending over backwards, why would she think about you? You have to stand out. And standing out doesn't mean being flashy. It means being a man of substance, a man with purpose, someone who wakes up every day with drive and ambition, a man with discipline, someone who takes care of himself mentally, physically, and emotionally, a man who knows his worth and doesn't rely on her for validation. But here's where most men fail. They try to fake it. They act confident, they pretend to have purpose, but deep down, they're still seeking approval. Women can sense this instantly. You can't trick her into believing you're valuable. You have to be valuable. So what makes a man truly irreplaceable? A man who follows his own path, even if no one is watching. You don't hit the gym because you want validation. You do it because discipline is a core part of who you are. A man who has a vision beyond relationships. You're not living for her, you're living for your mission. A man who treats his attention like a privilege. You don't give it away easily, and when you do, it's intentional. When a woman meets a man like this, he's not just attractive, he's unforgettable. Even in his absence, his presence lingers in her mind, because she knows men like this are rare, and what's rare is valuable. And let's be real, most men out there are stuck in a cycle of seeking approval. They overtext, they overshare, they overexplain. But the man who is solid in his identity, the one who chooses his words and actions carefully, he isn't forgotten. He makes an impact, not by what he says, but by who he is. That's the kind of man who lingers in her thoughts long after he's gone. Number 2, the power of controlled absence. Most guys are too available. They're always there, always texting, always waiting. And what happens? They become predictable. And predictability is the enemy of attraction. Controlled absence is the art of stepping away strategically, not ghosting, not playing games, just giving her space to miss you. Think about it. When someone is always accessible, do you truly appreciate them? Or do you start to take them for granted? Women are no different. If you're always within reach, always the first to text, always saying yes to her plans, she never gets the chance to wonder about you. But when you disappear just enough for her to notice, her mind starts filling in the gaps. What's he doing? Is he thinking about me? Why isn't he chasing like the others? This subtle tension is powerful. And the best part, you're not doing it to manipulate her. You're doing it because you have your own life to live. However, there's a fine line between controlled absence and playing games. You're not ignoring her to get a reaction. You're stepping back because you're genuinely busy building your life. Here's how to apply this in real life. Stop being instantly available. If she texts, don't always reply right away. Give it time. Show that you have priorities beyond your phone. Be unpredictable. Some days you initiate conversations, some days you don't. Keep her guessing, keep her intrigued. Let silence do the work. If she pulls back, don't chase. Give her space to feel your absence. Let her realize your presence isn't guaranteed. Most guys get nervous the moment a woman pulls back. They panic, overcompensate, and lose all mystery. But the man who remains composed, the man who knows his value and doesn't beg for attention, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. And remember this, your time and energy are your greatest assets. Don't spend them freely on someone who hasn't earned them. Controlled absence isn't about tricking her. It's about training yourself to be a man who values his own time. And the moment she realizes that your time isn't guaranteed, she will think about you far more than if you were constantly there. Number 3, leave a strong last impression. People don't remember entire interactions. They remember moments, emotions, the way you made them feel. And if you can create a moment that lingers, you'll stay in her mind far longer than any words ever could. Before you leave, make sure your presence lingers in her mind. Give her a meaningful compliment that feels unique and personal. Not something generic like, "You're beautiful," but something specific that shows you really see her. Maybe it's the way she carries herself, the way she thinks, or how she reacts to the world. A woman remembers the man who sees beyond the surface. Use deep eye contact. Look into her, not just at her. Let your gaze say more than words ever could. A man who can hold his gaze without nervousness, without breaking away too soon, creates an unspoken connection that lingers. Leave when the energy is at its peak. If you stay too long, the excitement fades. But if you leave while she's still engaged, that feeling stays with her. She'll wonder when she'll see you again. She'll replay the interaction in her mind, and the more she replays it, the deeper it embeds. But here's the next level. Make her crave your presence by making each interaction add value to her life. A great conversation, a unique insight, a moment of challenge or laughter. If every interaction with you feels different from her usual experiences, she will think about you. Not because you asked her to, but because she can't help it. Want to take this even further? Use contrast. If you're always intense, break it with humor. If you're always mysterious, surprise her with a moment of openness. Humans remember contrast. If you stand out from other men in her life, not by trying, but by naturally being different, you will leave an imprint in her mind. A man who knows when to leave is a man she'll always think about. And if you master this, you won't have to chase. She'll be the one thinking about when she gets to see you next. Number 4, be a moving target. Nothing keeps someone's mind hooked like mystery. And mystery doesn't come from playing games. It comes from constant evolution. When she sees that you're always improving, mentally, physically, emotionally, she starts to feel a subtle fear. Will I be left behind? Will he outgrow me? What's he going to become? This is human psychology. We value things in motion. A man who never stops growing becomes a man who's always intriguing. And intrigue keeps you on her mind. Most men get comfortable. They find a woman and they stop growing. They lose their edge. They stop chasing goals. And guess what? She stops thinking about them. But a man who is constantly moving, evolving, leveling up, that's a man who commands attention, even in his absence. Here's how to apply this. Always be learning. Pick up new skills, read, challenge your mind. A man who is constantly growing mentally is never boring. Stay physically sharp. Hit the gym, dress well, take care of yourself. Physical presence speaks before words do. Have goals bigger than her. She should feel like she's stepping into your world, not the other way around. Never reveal everything. Let there always be a new layer to discover. Want to elevate this even further? Change your environment. Travel, meet new people, expose yourself to different experiences. A man who is always evolving isn't just mysterious, he's exciting. Women are drawn to men who make life feel like an adventure. When she looks at you and sees a man who keeps moving forward, she'll always wonder what's next. She'll keep thinking about you because your story isn't finished yet. Number 5, the Stoic Secret, detachment. Here's the paradox. The less you need her to think about you, the more she will. Most men operate from a place of scarcity. They believe they need a woman's attention to feel validated. But the truth is, a man who truly understands detachment wields all the power. The more you depend on someone else for your sense of fulfillment, the more they control your emotions. And the moment she senses you're emotionally dependent, you become forgettable. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace is the ultimate power. When you don't chase, when you don't crave, when you are content in your own presence, that's when you become magnetic. Because a man who is happy alone is a man who is desired by many. So how do you cultivate detachment in a real way? Train your mind to be unshaken by external validation. Learn to enjoy your own company. Take yourself out on solo adventures. Discover new skills, new hobbies. Become your own source of entertainment. Embrace discomfort. Most men cling to relationships out of fear of solitude. But solitude isn't loneliness. It's power. When you master solitude, you become immune to emotional manipulation. Shift your focus inward. Instead of asking, how can I make her think about me? Ask, how can I think less about her? A man who places himself at the center of his world is a man who others naturally gravitate toward. Here's the kicker. Women are drawn to men they can't fully figure out. If she knows you'll always be available, always seeking her validation, always reacting to her moods, where's the mystery? Where's the attraction? But when she sees a man who moves through life with calm certainty, who doesn't seek approval, who doesn't need to prove himself, that's the man who lingers in her mind long after he's gone. So instead of trying to make her think about you, become the kind of man who naturally occupies space in people's minds. A man who, even in silence, is unforgettable. And here's a challenge. Spend a full week practicing detachment. Don't initiate contact. Don't seek validation. Instead, focus 100% of your energy on yourself, your goals, your discipline, your peace. At the end of the week, see how differently you feel, and notice who starts reaching out to you first. Number 6. Create a strong sense of purpose. People are drawn to those who have a mission. When your life is driven by a strong purpose, you automatically stand out. Most men make the mistake of making a woman the center of their world. They prioritize her over their ambitions, their growth, their legacy. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man without direction. When a woman meets a man who has a clear, undeniable purpose, she feels it. She senses his drive. She knows, deep down, that she isn't his end goal. She's just a part of his journey. And that's what makes him captivating. So how do you build a purpose so strong that it becomes your silent presence in her mind? Find something worth dedicating yourself to. A mission bigger than you. Whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or pushing your body and mind to their peak, find something that demands your focus. Chase personal growth, not approval. The man who seeks validation is easily forgotten. The man who seeks excellence is remembered. Move with direction. A man who drifts through life aimlessly is just another face in the crowd. A man who walks with purpose, that's the man she watches, admires, and thinks about. Women don't think about the guy who texts them all day, seeking reassurance. They think about the man who is too busy building something great to be consumed by her. They think about the man who has a fire in his soul that no one, not even she, can extinguish. A man with purpose isn't just wanted, he's remembered. And here's the truth. A man without purpose is a man who fades into the background. If you want to be unforgettable, build something in your life that is so meaningful, so powerful, that even if she leaves, your mission remains. And once you have a strong purpose, the next step is mastering how you present yourself without saying too much. This is where the power of silence comes in. Number 7. Master the art of silence. The more you say, the less impact your words have. The man who knows when to speak and when to stay silent creates intrigue. A man of few words holds immense power because every word he speaks carries weight. Silence makes people wonder. Silence makes people listen. And most importantly, silence makes people think about you. Most men talk too much. They ramble, they overshare, they try too hard to fill every gap in conversation. But the man who is comfortable in silence, that's the man who commands attention. Here's why. Silence forces her to lean in. When you don't instantly fill every pause, she starts wondering what's on your mind. She gets curious. She starts investing in the conversation. Mystery is powerful. If you reveal too much too soon, there's nothing left for her to discover. But if you keep some things unsaid, if you let her imagination do the work, she'll think about you long after the conversation ends. Silence makes your words more valuable. If you only speak when you have something meaningful to say, people listen. Women respect a man who doesn't waste words. Want to test this? Next time you're in a conversation, pause more. Let her be the one to break the silence. Watch how she starts seeking your input instead of you pushing to be heard. A man who masters silence is a man who lingers in people's minds. Number 8. Exude unapologetic self-respect. A man who truly respects himself never begs for attention. He moves with quiet confidence, knowing his worth. He doesn't over-explain himself. He doesn't try to convince people of his value. He simply exists as a force to be reckoned with. A man like that? Unforgettable. Self-respect is felt before it's spoken. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you say no without hesitation, the way you remove yourself from situations that don't align with your standards. Here's how you embody unapologetic self-respect. Stop seeking approval. The moment you stop needing validation from others, you gain true power. You don't need to prove anything. Set boundaries and enforce them. If someone crosses a line, you don't explain, you just walk away. Your presence is a privilege, not a given. Carry yourself with quiet confidence. You don't need to announce your worth. The way you move, the way you respond or don't respond, speaks volumes. And here's a reality check. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will. The reason most men are forgotten is because they fail to demand respect from themselves first. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, eliminate weak behavior. No apologizing when you don't need to. No explaining yourself unless necessary. No chasing anyone for attention. When you truly embrace self-respect, you become the man she remembers. At the end of the day, the key to making someone think about you isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about who you are when no one is watching. Are you the kind of man who moves with purpose, who commands respect without demanding it? Are you a man who doesn't just chase attention, but instead draws it naturally by the way he lives? A Stoic doesn't seek to be remembered. He focuses on being worth remembering. And when you embody these principles, detachment, mystery, self-respect, and purpose, you won't have to try to make her think about you. She just will. So ask yourself, are you truly living as a man who holds his own power? Or are you still waiting for someone else to validate you? The moment you decide that you don't need to be on her mind, that's the moment you will be. Now let's hear from you. Have you ever noticed how a woman reacts when you stop chasing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're committed to becoming a man who doesn't need to be remembered because he naturally is, just comment, I am the man who lingers in the mind. If this video added value to your life, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Spirit, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Also, check out the recommended videos on screen. They'll take you even deeper into the Stoic mindset that makes you truly unforgettable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.